totally be Godzilla if I wanted to. How's it going there, YouTube? My name is The Dark Reviewer, and get ready to step out of the shadows, guys, because we are taking a little trip to the realm of the kaiju. That's right, this next review is all about Godzilla. No, hold on a second. Not that one. I cannot believe people still think that the Godzilla that a lot of us are talking about is that atrocious 1999 version. No. This is the true Godzilla that we were waiting for. So, it's time to get this review underway. So, Godzilla 2014. This was the true American version of Godzilla that everyone has been waiting for. We thought that the one from 1998, from the men who made Independence Day, they royally screwed up Godzilla's character. I'm sorry, but they did. His roar wasn't correct, his design was nothing even relatable to Godzilla, and of course he doesn't have any of the traits that Godzilla had, like the army kills him at the end of the movie. What's that? Godzilla's Godzilla. He doesn't die from the army unless they have Mechagodzilla or a super weapon. But this one definitely gave us what we wanted to see. Granted though, we didn't really see much of the Big G, but I'm not gonna get there yet. First off, Godzilla's design. It was great. It was absolutely amazing. The design for Godzilla in this movie was right to the point. It was correct in all the right reasons. The way they did his spines, his look, and especially his roar. When I heard that roar for the very first time in the theaters, I actually got goosebumps. Don't believe me? Watch this clip and you'll see what I mean about his roar. It is so good. Holy shit. That was awesome. Anyway, moving along, we actually get a new origin story for Godzilla. That's right, he actually has a new origin for this feature in the franchise. Originally, Godzilla was created back with radiation back in 1945, as the director wanted to emphasize the use of nuclear weapons after the bombs of World War II on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. But this one, they actually changed it quite drastically. For instance, they actually made Godzilla and the other monsters like Mothra, King Ghidorah, a lot of the others we all know from the franchise, that they were already here millions of years ago. And apparently, I didn't even know this, but the Earth was a little more radioactive in the atmosphere and of course on the surface, and apparently that was their food source. And when the Earth started to make life habitable for us as humans and a lot of other animals, the monsters, they dug into the Earth and were never seen from or heard again, until we actually get the scene from the very opening of the movie, where it actually shows those nuclear tests that the US and like a lot of the other countries were testing out their nuclear bombs. They're trying to kill Godzilla, and it weren't tests at all. And that was actually really impressive. I was really looking forward to see what their origin story was with Godzilla. And then of course we go right into the present day, and we see Bryan Cranston. Yep, he was by far one of the best casting choices you see in the movie. Though he did die technically in the movie. But either way, the way his character was, it really set the ground and really got the story moving from the get-go. Because he was a nuclear power plant manager in Japan, and then there was a problem. There's been quakes, but he later find out that they're not quakes. They're actually like a pattern. There's a pattern to this. Earthquakes are random. They don't have a certain pattern. And he realized it too late and lost his wife. And so years later, we see his son, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. That's right. That's right. Quicksilver is actually in this movie. And now he's a Marine and a bomb mechanic. That's his career choice. He was diffuses bombs in the Middle East. And his character got a little boring at time to time, but when those two got together again, when they were trying to figure out what's going on in Japan, the story really then takes a toll. It takes more of a twist. Because the Japanese government said that the original nuclear test site where Cranston worked at was uninhabitable. It's a ghost town. No one's allowed in there. But when we see that, and then Cranston actually sees stray dogs running through the streets. And like, how can that be? They're supposed to be dead. And then he actually goes on and he takes off his mask. It's supposed to be like his radioactive breather, but it doesn't kill him. The radiation in that place is supposed to be lethal, and there's nothing. And that was like, wow. So he was right the whole time. But of course, we go through the whole idea of introducing all the monsters. Cranston and his son get captured. They get taken to the actual nuclear facility. And that's when we meet the Mutos. That's right, they're the newest enemy to Godzilla in the franchise. And I have to say, their design is really good. The male kind of reminded me a little bit of Mothra, with the wings, the insect-like the tangibles for legs. It definitely reminded me a little bit of Mothra. I don't know if they were trying to go that route or they were trying to do something else, but it really worked in their favor. And there's actually another one, the female Muto. And my god, is she bigger than the dude. She is bigger than him by far. And so the Mutos wake up. Cranston actually gets axed off in the movie. I think that's when we get more of a character development with Aaron Taylor Johnson. After seeing his dad's like, oh no, my dad's gone, what am I supposed to do, what am I supposed to do? I think people didn't really feel that he gave much of a performance after losing his dad, but it's like, to me, I would actually react the same way, like, what's going on, what am I supposed to do, dad's gone. But then we get the scene.
To search for him, study him, learn everything we could.
We call him Godzilla.
So, after that quick commercial break, you guys heard it. Ken Watanabe actually said Godzilla. And that really entails nostalgia for all his fans. Because Godzilla is what we say in America, but in Japan, he's called Gojira, which actually translates to whale and crocodile, which is kind of a interesting take on how you would describe him. But the way that Watanabe presented his name like that, and how he actually, it was just great. It really was. It was a really well done performance. Ken Watanabe is a really well known actor, and I really enjoyed him in this movie. He was intriguing. He had all the right reasons to know what's going on. He was the one who actually figured out on why these things actually exist and what they want. They want food. That's what they want, is radiation. But even he actually figured out that maybe that one little thing he eventually talks about a dormant, like, egg sac almost. He thought it was dead, but he had the suspicion that it might be alive and it was talking. And so we go through the whole idea that the Mutos are awoken. Godzilla makes his very first appearance in the airport, referencing back to the clip I just showed you about his roar. That was the very first time you see him. And throughout the movie, you see more and more of what's going to do, like what the military is going to accomplish trying to get rid of these monsters, because the Mutos are just, they want to breed. That's what they're trying to do. And Godzilla is just saying, like, no, this is my territory. You can't do this while we're here on this earth. So he's like trying to balance out the order of nature and all that, because he is an alpha predator. He is the king of the monsters. And so we go through the whole, like, military. They're being dumb. And I'm like, this is a movie, and once again, the military are being idiots. So they believe that using a nuclear warhead, of all things, would be enough to kill these things. Luring it off to a deserted island to detonate it. Like, I quote, "The bomb will lure the Mutos, and the Mutos will lure Godzilla." And I don't know if they were even in that briefing room, but these things eat radiation. That's what. How can you kill them if you're giving them food? What are they supposed to do with that? So they go through that. Aaron Taylor Johnson goes on a train to arm the bomb. It has a mechanism that actually, it's an old style. It's a cog on the wheels, and it's because what they figured out is that the male Muto has an EMP type of ability, and so they're using that to block it. But the female Muto finds them, lays waste to the train, takes the warhead, and off they go. And then we go through the whole, like, trying to find another way, and then Ken Watanabe explains that let them fight. Godzilla is the only one who can stop them. So just let them fight, we'll deal with the aftermath. That's basically what he's trying to say in a nutshell. And so we go through the whole idea about Godzilla trying to get to San Francisco, because that's where this big showdown takes place, in San Francisco. And the way these scenes were shot, it's great. Gareth Edwards did an amazing job doing this movie. From the Halo drop that we saw in the trailer, that they're skydiving onto San Francisco because they can't really risk going on land. That scene was like really well shot. It was point of view, going to one soldier to another. You're seeing Godzilla, like you actually feel this weight that he's humongous, he's big. And so when they actually get to San Francisco, they find the bomb, and they actually find the storage area where the Mutos are laying their eggs. And then we get something that I was not expecting to see in this movie. Do I even have to say anything? That was also awesome. Everything about this movie was great. The whole idea just... I would never expected them to actually work in the atomic breath for Godzilla. I never expected that. So, when we go through the rest of the movie, Aaron Taylor Johnson loads the bomb onto the boats that they were trying to get out of the city before it blows, and the female Muto actually catches up. And if you think that atomic breath scene was badass enough, watch this one. Godzilla, you are such a badass. Anyway, that's how the movie ends. That's right. Godzilla kills both the Mutos, and he ends up saving the city, and then he actually goes off back to the water, back to the ocean. And if you think that's the last we see in Godzilla, just wait till Godzilla King of the Monsters, the sequel that comes out next year in May. I personally cannot wait to see that movie. Because now it comes down to the whole problems I have with the movie, that the one big flaw I have with the movie is that there wasn't a lot of Godzilla. At a track record time, Godzilla came in 12 to 14 minutes only throughout this entire film. But I can't give it too much bash on it because I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good follow-up to the Godzilla franchise. And to be honestly, it was actually better than the Japanese version too, because Japan actually came out with a brand new Godzilla film called Shin Godzilla. I actually saw it, I enjoyed it as well, but there was less Godzilla in that one than there was in 2014. And I was like, wow, even Japan is going less Godzilla in this one. Either way, you'll enjoy this movie. And not just because this is me talking about it, because I know a lot of other people who really enjoyed these films. So, I'm giving Godzilla 2014 a B+. Like I said, it's not perfect, it's not the best Godzilla movie in the franchise, but it is one of the better ones that we've gotten in most recent years. So, I'm counting down the days to when I go see Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'm sure a lot of people are with me too, because that trailer was so awesome. I cannot wait to see it. Either way, thanks for crawling out my dark fans. And remember to smash the like button in the face like the badasses you are. And anyways, I'm the Dark Reviewer. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!